At Cayman International School, children as young as 5 are learning skills that educators hope will serve them a lifetime. Here, the STEM curriculum is known as STEAM to include the arts, and it goes beyond basic lessons in science and mathematics. Kids are also learning interpersonal and problem-solving skills, a component of social-emotional learning adapted from CASEL, the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. The program centers around 5 core competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. In an ideal world, these aptitudes are supported from the classroom level to the community level. Such skills in theory should help students develop healthy relationships, think critically, and eventually succeed in the world of work. In the United States, social-emotional learning, SEL, and CASEL have been met with both support and opposition in recent years, caught in the crossfire of political debate about what such curricula means for childhood development. In Cayman, the relationship with SEL education is just beginning. Here, educators hope the skills will empower students to navigate life's challenges.
One of the best things about the program is that it takes into account that children are not just the subjects that we teach them. They have social emotional needs, and if we don't address those, no matter which subject we're teaching, we're not going to be successful. So combining the social emotional with the STEAM subjects is a perfect fit.
I think we're the only ones in a K-2, doing it at this level. I'm not even sure that exists in any other level. To be honest with you, I only found recently online that other people had this idea during COVID as well. And so we started to, we're starting to get more input from other places, more around the world than even on the island, yeah.
Today's Grade 1 lesson focuses on listening skills. Students will need to actively listen to their partner to complete the day's activity.
What we do with regards to our lessons, kind of the big picture, is we try to give a social emotional component first. That's the kind of big message. So today's message was about listening, and we've been working on listening skills. And then we take the STEM activity or STEAM activity and we implement it into the lesson so that they're practicing the skill of listening, but they're doing it through kind of a STEAM way.
It's about solving real world problems and building things and creating things and working together. That's what those subjects are really about. It's not just sitting at a computer by yourself and programming. It's about working together to figure out the best ways to solve a problem.
While the CIS Social Emotional Learning Program is new territory for Cayman, the concepts aren't new to the education system.
Our K-12 curriculum includes the same thing that the students do in high school, just on a different level. So we have media awareness, digital citizenship, the design cycle, the engineering design cycle, so that students realize that engineers don't just jump into building something. They have to think it out, imagine what it could be, ask what the constraints are, and then plan it out and make a design before they start building.
At this age, we're really just trying to kind of make kids excited about those subject areas and kind of expose them in a fun way. And one of the things that came out of the whole COVID-19 was we realized how important technology and those activities were for kids, as well as the social emotional. And so we just thought we could put them together and it would be successful.
One of the reasons that we start having STEAM classes in kindergarten is because when students are very young, they haven't decided yet that there's something that they're not able to do. As they get older, when they're in math or science or other STEM subjects, they develop a feeling that they're not good at it. They're not good at math, so they don't want to do it. So we start with K-2, having them learn about science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, and loving those subjects so that they feel capable as they get older.
Across Georgetown, behind the Cayman Islands Hospital, an even younger crowd of children are learning through play at Miss Nadine's preschool and the Jack and Jill nursery operated by NCVO. The reality for children here is undeniably different from those at the private Cayman International School. At CIS, full-time pre-K tuition costs are more than double the costs at NCVO, where the services cater to lower-income families. NCVO preschool director Dolores Thompson is determined to get her young students on the right track, regardless of their socioeconomic background.
People don't realize the impact and the importance, right, of that developing brain, right, first 5 years of life. Yeah, and that's where they're learning, and that's where the curiosity is, and that's where they're getting their self-regulation, they're learning their social, emotional, and they're curious, and you're building up their self-esteem, or you're knocking it down, right? And then so that's so important to get that right. It's got to be right. That's the step. If we want to improve our education system, we have to start there.
Before joining NCVO in September 2021, Dolores worked with teenage students as the longtime director of the Cayman Islands Further Education Center. While her preschool students and high school students are far apart in age, she sees a direct connection between nursery-level education and outcomes for students leaving secondary school. She's proud of the young people she worked with at CIFEC, but knows more can be done to ensure their success.
I've looked at some of my students at the end of their schooling, and I think if they'd had a better start, would things not have been different? And I think things would have been different. And that's where my passion came from now to go to early childhood education. It's about getting it right at the very beginning, and you don't have to be, not everybody's going to be a straight A student. You don't have to be a straight A student to be successful. You most definitely don't. But you certainly have to be in control of yourself. You've got to have that social, emotional intelligence. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to work hard. You've got to have a good work ethic. And if you've been in a school system where you failed all along, what's your work ethic like?
For many low-income young Caymanians, difficulties at home can translate into difficulties at school, and ultimately, difficulties as an adult.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of students with social emotional problems. Mental health problems are on the rise, and when they're little, that's how we teach them how to self-regulate. And, all these skills that are taught when they're in preschool, are things that you build on and you use. Now, some other things that we find with our students as well that aren't successful is that they've experienced a certain amount of trauma in their lives, That's the reality, unfortunately. And there's abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's sexual abuse, there's physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, So there's all these things that happen to these kids along the way. Drug use is another thing. We see that has an impact.
While Dolores has now left CIFEC, she hasn't stopped thinking about ways to empower the students there. She recognizes that even for students who had a traumatic upbringing, there is still hope.
The jobs are out there. I think part of the problem with CIFEC is that we're a one-year program, all right? So when they leave us, they don't have enough skills that they need to really walk into this entry-level post. And that's why CIFEC needs to be a 2-year program. And we have been saying this for years. There has been a discussion about this. It just never went anywhere. If you talk to any staff at CIFEC, they are ready. They are ready. They're chomping at the bit to get a 2-year program going because they recognize that we can do so much more with these kids. Give me 2 years. Give me 2 years, and I can get them ready.
One of the students who would welcome a second year at CIFEC is Raekwon Miles, the Phoenix construction intern we met in episode 3 of Island Jobs.
I got in this path through CIFEC. Brent, he offered me a job to join Phoenix in an internship, and I've just been working through here and I've enjoyed it, so I've been sticking with it.
And so tell me, at CIFEC, how far were you able to get with your learning in terms of learning this profession?
Well, at CIFEC, they have a really good construction class that teaches you a lot of construction trades in the classroom.
I've heard some people mention that, it'd be great if CIFEC were 2 years.
Yeah, it would be really good if it was 2 years because you would be able to get to level 3
So you would have stayed on an extra year if they'd had it?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I mean, do you feel limited that there's not that next level?
Yeah, but they should have more advanced classes.
What could we do? I mean, what difference would that make for young Caymanians?
I feel like it would open a lot of opportunities to learn more trades and different career paths.
But with CIFEC, what we're seeing now is kids finishing at CIFEC and then heading over to Public Works for the NCCR program. So I've just I have two kids right now at a CIFEC again, which we're a big supporter of. Obviously, wanting to see them into this career. But yeah, I think with what Raekwon said too about spending an extra year at CIFEC too would really help things too. Because he's starting at the, as a laborer, and now he has to work his way up. And the more we could get him trained, the faster he's going to get, more incentive, a higher paycheck, and be more valuable to the company too. And what we've seen in the past, what's been the challenge, is that they get into that position and there's no way for them to get forward. So then they get stuck there and they don't like it.
Whether CIFEC graduates are able to continue their studies in Cayman depends largely on their professional interests. Miss Teen Cayman Islands 2021 Isaiah Thomas completed construction coursework while at CIFEC. With the scholarship she earned from Miss Teen, she'll be able to continue her education and work toward her goal of becoming an architect. Isaiah is now working toward a civil engineering associate's degree at the University College of the Cayman Islands.
What I wanted to do before was I wanted to make animations, like Disney cartoon type things. So all the classes I chose were physics, technical drawing, and graphic design. So graphic design was to help pursue the cartoonish career. And then technical drawing was because in year 9, Mr. Savage told me that you're really good at this. I can see you doing this in the future. So I carried on up till now.
Great. And so where do you see yourself starting off in the industry?
Well, I like to start off as an apprentice. I know I can't make it straight to the top, so applying for jobs right now to try to learn more on the job experience. The coursework is available, and CIFEC gives you an internship opportunity. So I was with Chalmers Gibbs, so I mainly worked with the architecture aspect of it, which I liked, and I got to go on site visits, so it was just a lot of fun. I got to see the actual action in work. They taught me how to do 3D drawings and site plans, and I would say that CIFEC gives you a lot of opportunities for any future career path.
CIFEC's work component is an important part of the school's offering as Cayman's main high school-level TVET institution.
Well, all of our students, we have 3 days at school where they're doing the academics, and 2 days where they're involved in a work placement. So all of our students have to learn how to write a resume, how to do an interview, how to go there and sell themselves, so to speak, to the employer and get the work placement. What we find is that our CIFEC students actually, it has been said to me, that they interview better than those two high flyers that have all of the level 2 and so forth, because they've been there and done that. They get the exposure, they learn how to do it.
We have a wide range of students, and some of the students, when they are challenged, maybe academically, and they go out on that work experience because we do 2 days of an internship, sometimes light bulbs click and they go, you know what, maybe, I'm not so good at the book work, but I can go out there and I can excel in another area, right? And that's what's so exciting about the CIFEC program and the internship is just helping the kids realize that, hey, there is a different pathway. Everybody has a strength. Everybody has a skill set. Everybody has something to contribute to society.
Despite the success, CIFEC still has to contend with its reputation as being a school for remedial learning. Many of the students who attend CIFEC are there to improve below-standard math or English scores that they received at their previous high school. Others, however, recognize CIFEC is the best Year 12 option for many young people interested in pursuing a trade.
There are some students that have their qualifications, their level 2 qualifications. They can go to UCCI or to one of the private schools but they opt to come here because they're interested in subjects such as or construction course or water sports.
I say CIFEC is a pretty good school. I know people give it a bad rep. I didn't want to come at the beginning. I wanted to go to UCI, but I'm really glad I came here. I wouldn't have changed it.
Great. And what is it that surprised you about coming here?
It was way more calmer than I expected. It's like after high school, everyone like John Gray and Clifton, everyone just like calmed down. They realized they need to get their work done. We're here for a reason, nothing else other than education.
I think that's the message that needs to get out there, that TVET is not necessarily for those who are less academic or less able. It's not. It's a different pathway, right? And that's what's so important. And kids are excited when they can get that hands-on experience and take that pathway, you know?
I wish they would just perceive it for the truth of what it really is. It's a very good school that is working hard to help the young people improve, and it's providing a very good program that is enriching, it's going to enrich their lives now and for their future. I just want them to see and say the truth, as opposed to those who have said, no, you don't want to go to CIFEC because that's just for dummies. That's not the truth.
Following visits to local schools in spring 2022, the Office of Education Standards wrote positively about the efforts of CIFEC's leadership team. Many of the school's physical facilities, however, were in need of update or repair. Champions of CIFEC believe in the school's value in preparing young Caymanians for the future. Now they would like the community to understand and support their mission.
For years, people have been saying, we need TVET, we need TVET, we need TVET. We have TVET. Recognize what we have. And I think that's part of what needs to happen, is that people need to realize what we do have.
And I think, unfortunately, too, a lot of what we do at CIFEC hasn't, we haven't done enough to get it out there in the public's, as public knowledge. And so a lot of people, when I talk to some people about CIFEC and what we do at CIFEC, they say, I didn't know that you did that at CIFEC. Wow, that's great, that's wonderful. And there are people out there they're preaching that this is what Cayman needs. And I think what we need to do now is to do more to improve on what we're doing and to get more personnel in to work with us and more supplies and so forth, so that we can improve on what we are offering in terms of being able to take on more numbers and so forth.
There are some TVET options in CIFEC, but there needs to be greater choices in that year. And I personally believe that program needs to be at a minimum 2 years long, because 1 year is not long enough to get any kind of a certification, credential.
Truth of the matter is, I am seeing improvement. I am hearing more positive things about CIFEC, and I'm very proud of it, actually. And I want to highlight the positive.
From someone who's been in secondary education for 33 years in the public system, I think that CIFEC was the best thing that ever happened to the education system. It really filled a niche.
I am 100% convinced that what we do is making a difference for the future of this country with respect to what our young people will become. And when I say that, I really feel that we are helping to promote a culture that we will see fewer cases of crime from this group of people that are coming through CIFEC, as opposed to some that may have not come through such a program.
On the next episode of Island Jobs, we explore the world of STEM outside the classroom, from summer camp to robotics club. In the meantime, follow the island's layest education news at caymancurrent.org, or join the conversation by emailing us at news@caymancurrent.org with your thoughts on TVET STEM and Cayman's workforce.
Hey, Lord, Lord, Lord. Well, 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 well. Yesterday I was broke. Today I got paper beyond your dreams. Past gone up in smoke. And everything ain't what it seemed. Real